I'm Sandy Berry. I'm 20 years old. I've been with my family here at MCC about 5 or 6 years. I'm a graduate of Sycamore High School. I was living a life without hope and not knowing who I was because of my drug and alcohol abuse. I've been playing tennis seriously since about my sophomore year. I got second in state in doubles my junior year. I did well at a Midwest closed tournament, first step into the national tournament. I got second at state in singles. What my adolescent life became is what others thought of me in regards to my tennis. I heard from Butler coach Jason Susha. I signed and committed. I played tennis that whole summer, so I was pretty busy with that. But that next year, after I had signed, I really stopped caring about my grades or about my tennis as much because, it was already set in stone that I was going to be going to Butler. I met this girl, and I really liked her. She partied a little bit, and I didn't really understand or know much about that. As I continued to get to know this girl, I just wanted to impress her. I just wanted to be liked by her, and I began to smoke marijuana and drink here and there and move beyond just this girl. And then I found a whole new group of friends, and I found that what they thought of me was the most important thing to me. It quickly became, where I was smoking pot every day. And the worst part about it was, just how it destroyed our family, and it really hurt my parents because they couldn't trust me anymore. Well, I came into Butler, and once I stepped out of my parents' car and moved in, I just took a deep breath, and I really felt like I finally had freedom. So for those first 2 months, I was drinking every day, and my grades certainly suffered, but, well, that's kind of what everyone does. Now it's okay, I can get back on track. That isn't what happened. As I continued to drink, I met people who were like me, who wanted to drink all the time, and needless to say, I didn't realize, the company that I was keeping was going to take me where I went. Along with all this, I began to get a respiratory infection that just wouldn't shake. I used that as an excuse, to try and not go to class. I'd email my professors, I'm not going to class today because I'm sick, and this would just this went on for a month. So I barely made it through that first semester, but that winter break, talked about some strategies with my parents, how I was going to do better, and I got healthy again. And then I go back, it's right back to the same thing. The drugs and alcohol really began to consume me, and I really began to feel really hopeless one weekend. And I said I need to come home. They had suggested, that I didn't just come home to, take a break and go back to school, but that I really needed help, and they suggested Teen Challenge to me. I wasn't agreeable to that idea at all, but I decided I at least give it some thought. October 11th of last year, 2007, I had a seizure, and nothing like that had ever happened to me before. And as I'm lying there after I just convulsed, I hadn't talked to God in maybe 4 or 5 years, and I just cried out for help. And I said, you get me out of this one, I'll go to this program. I had made a pact with God, and for whatever reason, I wasn't a man that kept my word at all, but that one felt like it was way over my head. I told my parents I was going, and then that Tuesday, October 15th, 2007, I went into Teen Challenge. A guy named Jeremy, staff member there, gave a message, and very similar to Tom's last week message.
So here's what we got to be willing to do, church. We got to be willing to be compassionate enough to ask the question Jesus asked: do you want to get well?
As I heard that, I really felt I had that desire now. What it takes in the program is really a heart that says, I lay me down. I can't do any of it. These things are way too beyond me, way too hard for me, or way too not even in my vision, but God wants me to extend my vision to His vision. I was able to come forward about things I had lied to, and so many lies, and as the Lord brought them to my heart, I continued to tell them, and I just began to see restoration in our family as the truth began to come out. For those that may think, well, this guy might just go back, or whatever, anyone who comes out of a drug addiction lifestyle, that there's really no way out. I say that there is a way out. You know, a guy who didn't know what he was doing, just playing tennis and partying, didn't know what his life was. Now I have so many options in front of me. No, I never felt like I belonged, even though I was liked, and it was a horrible life. But now that I've reconnected with God, and I find myself knowing my identity as a son of God, and because of it, so blessed.